Hey everybody, it's your boy, and I guess I have to drop everything that I'm doing right now and talk about Tony Blair's Knighthood, because it's a hot button topic and people are, let's just say, getting their knickers in a twist about all this. So first off, let's just be honest with ourselves and say that this was a long time coming. I don't think he's the first unpopular Prime Minister to have ever been knighted, and I don't think he'll ever be the last. This really isn't anything that should be shocking to people. I don't know why people would be so frustrated with the Queen about personally knighting him, by personally putting him on the list because he's a part of the Order of the Garter now, which is handpicked by the monarch themselves. Maybe it's because of his reputation amongst a lot of people within our sphere of YouTube and in the country in general. This is seen as an egregious insult, which, yes, it is, but more on that in a little bit. Come on, how did you not see this coming? Why are you acting as if you're surprised? This is par for the course. It's the establishment awarding another member of the establishment, nothing more. Second, it's created such a backlash that I can't help but feel that it's unwarranted, because it feels like we're arguing over whether a person should be knighted or not, and then arguing over whether or not it was justified, and whether or not because loads of people voted for him in the past, that therefore he should have a knighthood now, or should not have a knighthood now, because loads of them have since regretted their decision to vote for him because of the many glaring issues that he created in this country. Many of the things have had long-term disastrous consequences. This is all stuff we can debate. It's minutiae, but it's happened, and it's created such a stupid backlash. It's distracting people from some of the more, pressing issues like the current government and the current policies that they're trying to enact. I think that's something that's far more of a, issue. Already, a petition has been created in order to have it rescinded from him, and I don't get it. Petitions are useless. Petitions are worthless. More so nowadays than they were back in the day. I mean, there have been people who have legitimate reasons to create a petition for government to debate a topic, and even though it drums up loads of support, gets hundreds of thousands of signatures, they just don't bother debating. Just say, we have decided all these many years ago that this is what it's going to be and what always will be. Thank you for signing this petition. Bye. That's exactly what's going to happen with this one. Yes, it's reached over 200,000 signatures last I checked, but the government doesn't actually have to debate it. No matter what they say in that small print, there's no law that says they need to. It's just, this is something they've traditionally done for years and years and years, and I don't see them bothering. They'll just be saying, tough luck, Her Majesty has spoken, deal with it. And it makes you look desperate. I feel like it's, I guess what the youth would say, cringe. It's really cringe. It's not very good optics, and to be honest, I don't understand how this is activism. Yes, it's doing something, but it's basically the equivalent of a angry letter, and angry letters do nothing, unless it's such sustained harassment that it does make somebody change their mind. But that's rare, and most of the time nowadays, I doubt a lot of the hate mail and concerned mail that goes to MPs and politicians, etc., actually reach them. The symbolism alone of this has made people angry as well, and I think, yeah, it's justified. I mean, I wasn't happy about it. I don't want him to be knighted, but does it matter if he's knighted or not? It doesn't change anything about what's going on now and what he did before. But the symbolism is interesting, because basically the Queen is saying that he did a bloody good job as PM despite all the scandals, all the controversy, all the terrible decisions that have given us even worse consequences. She's basically rubber stamping his time in office with a pass mark, essentially, let's be honest. She's basically saying, job well done, here's your knighthood. You were good. I approve of what you did to this country. And not only that, as I said before, it's a slap in the face. It's an insult. This is the establishment basically saying, yeah, you don't like Tony Blair? Yeah, we know he did things you don't like. We know what you think about him, and we don't care. What are you going to do about it? Oh, a petition? That's not going to do anything. That's not going to change our minds. It won't change our minds anyway. Good luck. You're powerless, you're useless. And we're doing this because we're laughing at you, because you're stupid. You were stupid enough to vote for him. How many times? 2 or 3 times? You're dumb enough to make a petition that will do nothing, and then you will be dumb enough to vote for Conservatives or for Labour, whoever, once again. Thus, the cycle continues, and they gain more power. That's what they're laughing at you about. That's the insult, really. And I guess the insult also kind of laughs at you for thinking that Her Majesty, the royal house, the whole institution of the monarchy ever really had your best interests at heart. Because let's be honest, this queen, if you can say she's a legitimate queen really at this point, considering the decline that she has, presided over for the past 70 years, can you really say that she had your best interests at heart? And I know a lot of the monarchoids in the comment section will be telling me that I should be loyal to her no matter what, that she did have her interests, that she had both hands tied behind her back. But my answer is, she does have political power, she does have things that she can do that other monarchs in Europe and the world don't have the power to do, and yet she just sat back and did nothing. Oh, she did a few things, alright, but only when it really had an impact on her and her house did she make some kind of stand. Nothing really that affected the rest of us. She didn't care that our right to free speech was eroded, that our right to bear arms was eroded as well. She doesn't care about all the other stuff that happened, as long as it doesn't affect her. But then again, that's a typical politician, isn't it, nowadays? No skin in the game. They don't care as long as it doesn't affect them, because a lot of the stuff that they enact isn't going to affect them. It'll affect me and you. And that's all that matters to her. I've seen people finally say that enough is enough, that they've had it with her, and that they now advocate for some other system, whether that be for a new royal family or a republic. A lot of them actually are gunning for a republic. And, I like that they've woken up to the fact that none of these people care about them, but they need to really step back and think, what are they going to replace her with? Because if they just replace her with another royal family, yeah, they might try and do stuff for you, but who's to say that the other people below them really care? Because I'm going to tell you now that they will just simply try and force these new monarchs to relinquish yet further powers. You guys will have to find a way to get rid of all the other MPs, and that's going to take a very long time. And what about those who want a republic? Well, what kind of republic do you want? Do you want these faux crap democratic republics that aren't real republics? Or do you want Cromwell's republic, which was basically a republic in name only because he ended up giving the title of Lord Protector to his son as opposed to somebody who was good at the job, ending any hope of Britain ever becoming a republic, a proper one in the Roman sense, because that's the only true republic that's ever been, except maybe the Carthaginians. Do you want that kind of Roman republic, which was anti-democratic and had an unusual system that actually worked and dominated the Mediterranean for 200 odd years or 400 odd years, however long it was? Or do you want something more like Starship Troopers, where citizenship is a choice and you willingly join the army or do some other service that guarantees you citizenship? You guys clearly don't know what you want yet. You're just advocating the removal of the Windsors. You're going off on emotions as opposed to logic. Because be careful what you wish for, you might just get it. It's really nothing to get hung up about. I really don't understand the vitriol. Yes, there should be criticism, but it should be fleeting at best, because you're not going to change their opinion on it. They're not going to rescind his knighthood. He's far too important and influential even now for the Queen to even dare do so. Because, unless you have some dirt on him, like he flew on Epstein's plane or something, I don't see anything like that happening anytime soon. You people do not have the power to do that, to influence the Queen, to influence anybody. Work on that. But anyway, it's been your boy, and it's useless complaining about this. Complain about something else that's more important. See you later.